and is expected to reach Philadelphia by today evening. Now, the members of the Indian diaspora exuded fervor and excitement to meet him. Right from children to adults, several members of the Indian diaspora expressed their excitement upon the arrival of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
My name is Nagendra. I'm coming from Boston, all the way from Boston to see the Indian diaspora and visiting that Modi's event. And I'm basically from Bangalore, Karnataka, and happy to be here and, looking forward to the Indian diaspora.
Yeah, well, I'm Harshit and I'm from Maharashtra. And I'm a student over here and I'm very excited to attend the Prime Minister's event.
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद जैद है, मैं महाराष्ट्र से हूँ और मैं यहाँ पे पेस यूनिवर्सिटी में मास्टर्स कर रहा हूँ कंप्यूटर साइंस में। यहाँ पे अमेरिका में इतनी बड़ी इट्स सुपर पावर है और यहाँ पे इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ रहे हैं, ये हम सारे इंडियंस के लिए गर्व की बात है। सो आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड, आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट।
Well, let's take a look at the Prime Minister's itinerary. As far as 21st of September is concerned, this is going to be the 4th Quad Summit that the Prime Minister will be participating, and this is all going to be about cooperation platform between India, US, Japan and Australia, the countries that actually form the Quad. Now, when it comes to the focus this time, in the summit, that would be on regional security when it comes to the Indo-Pacific strategy as well. And next day, on the 22nd of September, the Prime Minister will be interacting as far as the CEO engagements are concerned and also with the Indian diaspora. This is going to happen in New York as far as the event to strengthen connection between India and its diaspora, as there is a significant Indian-American community that resides in the United States. The event that is to strengthen the connect between India and when it comes to also, as we talk about the business leaders up next, because that would be an opportunity to strengthen economic ties and to also attract investment. There is also engagement that will happen with the global leaders as well when it comes to the bilateral discussions that will be held. The next day, as we talk about the 23rd, that is an important day because this is the day when the United Nations Summit happened and the Prime Minister will be participating in the Summit of the Future. The Prime Minister will be addressing the UNGA, which is the United Nations General Assembly, and will be addressing pressing future global challenges. Let's in the meantime talk about Prime Minister's departure statement right ahead of his visit to the United States of America, where he is talking about as far as his upcoming visit to the US is concerned, where he will be participating in the Quad Summit that is being hosted by President Joe Biden. However, it was this year when India was expected to host the Quad Summit earlier in this year, but because of unforeseeable circumstances, India will be hosting the Quad Summit next year, which is 2025. But important to note, as Rishabh is with us. Rishabh, good morning. This is going to be the last one as far as for President Joe Biden is concerned and even for the Japanese leader.
Well, definitely. When the four leaders meet in Delaware later today, it will be the last meeting for the Quad Summit where Joe Biden as President of the United States and Fumio Kishida of Japan as Prime Minister of Japan would be meeting this group. And remember, this is a group which has seen a lot of ups and downs. It was conceptualized back in 2008, but for good 10 years, Japan, fearing that them joining the group will China and in the Pacific region won't be very happy about this grouping. Japan kept one hand distance from the Quad. But in 2018, all the leaders met, and the way Quad has performed since then is a remarkable journey. The way Japan, India, Australia and US has come together, be it Indo-Pacific, be it about Global South, be it about semiconductors, be it about mobility, be it about the peace worldwide, the Quad group has been instrumental in that. This time around, as you mentioned, Quad was supposed to happen here in New Delhi, but in January it could not happen. Since then, it has been postponed. Now that all the leaders were in United States, Joe Biden's administration took the initiative and proposed a Quad summit, saying that it will happen in the home state of Delaware, from where Joe Biden comes in. Both Joe Biden and Fumio Kishida would be, attending the last Quad summit. So in a way, it's also a farewell to the two friends from Quad Summit. India has already made its intention clear that Prime Minister Modi will give a befitting farewell to both his friends at Quad. In Delaware today, what we're expecting that once Prime Minister reaches, he will be, meeting all the three leaders separately before meeting all of them together for Quad Summit. As also 3 bilaterals and 1 multilateral today. Tomorrow, what we are given to understand, that there are a number of bilaterals lined up before the community event in the evening, where the Prime Minister would be meeting the Indian diaspora. Indian diaspora is very important in India, and it's about 2.5 million strong Indian diaspora, which is in the United States, and the diaspora plays a very crucial role in the bilateral relationship between India and United States, and that is something that India would like to encash further to have an edge in this relationship. The Prime Minister would be meeting the community members from Indian diaspora in the Long Island in New York. From after that, we'll see him speaking at the Summit of Future. And why is it important? India has already proposed hosting the 2028 COP33 summit, and what Prime Minister says at Summit of Futures about sustainable development goals.
Well, I'm going to quickly quote from that as far as the departure statement of Prime Minister is concerned, as what Rishabh is talking about, because the Summit of the Future, which he says is an opportunity for the global community to chart the road ahead for the betterment of humanity, and he said that he will share his views on 1/6 of the humanity as their stakes in a peaceful and secure future are amongst the highest in the world. He's also eagerly looking forward when it comes to engaging with the Indian diaspora and important American business leaders who are the key stakeholders, and provide vibrancy to the unique partnership between the largest and the oldest democracies of the world. Rishabh, thank you very much for that. Let's in the meantime talk about the packed agenda. That includes the Quad Summit and bilateral talks with the leaders right from US, Japan and Australia. This visit is expected to highlight the evolving Indo-Pacific strategy with the US-India defense collaboration and emerging technologies such as semiconductors.
We look forward eagerly to Honorable Prime Minister's visit and to hear his message. As the Secretary General said, we have a UN system built by our grandfathers, and this is not a future that we can leave for our grandchildren. The focus of this summit is the future, and our youth are the future. India has the largest youth component globally. For a country of 1.4 billion people, a majority of our citizens are young. They are the youth. They are the future. I think when Prime Minister speaks, he speaks and brings the message of the youth of India.
Well, with the United States and India that have taken a huge step forward when it comes to expanding the global semiconductor supply chain, as key stakeholders in India, such as state governments and educational institutions, research centers and private companies are expected to play a major role in this analysis, as this collaboration between the US and India is a part of a broader effort to ensure global semiconductor supply chain remains strong amid increasing digital demands. Semiconductors, which are critical components in the wide range of products, right from vehicles to medical devices, making their reliable supply essential. Prime Minister Modi will also be meeting with the Indian diaspora to strengthen the connection between India and its diaspora in New York, as he will be also interacting with the CEOs of the leading US-based companies to foster greater collaborations between the two countries. Let's also talk about as United States, which is all set to host the 4th Quad Leaders Summit. Let's understand what all is expected.